Hiya folks, so Geoff tonight is blind tasting some beers. I've bought 4 beers, 2 that are under £2 each and 2 that are over £5. So we're going to get his feedback on these beers, he's going to rate them and we're going to see which one is this week's winner. So we've poured the first beer.
This is going to be hard, I'm already like... Okay, so it's cloudy, which I think... There's a whole unfiltered thing that possible that we would get with
unfiltered,
I would, so, which often is something that I notice with some of the more expensive beers you drink. Also, when you opened when you brought the pints over, the pint glass over, I could smell it as you put it down. Which again, there's a lot's gone into it.
Yeah, a lot of aroma here, that's for sure.
As I said, the very hoppy. I want to say citrus or passion fruity kind of vibes in there. As these glasses have been open for a couple of minutes now, so the smells evaporated slightly. So out of 5, I would maybe plop that in at 3.
Okay, 3 out of 5. Hoppy, sort of pale ale type thing.
Yeah.
Cloudy, unfiltered, bit of citrus, passion fruit.
That's nice.
You like it?
Yeah.
So you're giving it a middle of the road.
A bit bitter, yeah.
A wee bit bitter, yeah.
A bit creamy. Grassy maybe. That bitterness at the end is quite strong, which I think I don't know, brings the taste in a wee bit for me. It's not long.
Okay.
Maybe put that somewhere at like 2.5.
Two and a half out of.
Yeah. So is it two or less than £2 and 2 or more than a fiver? Is that right?
Yes, correct. Okay. Right, if I had to go for like whole numbers, are you giving it 3 out of 5? Because let's not do any of these half numbers.
Oh, right, okay, sorry.
So we're giving it 3 out of 5.
You hate Untapped, don't you? Yeah, it's 3 out of 5.
It's
overall,
a 3. Yeah. You can always revise that later on when we do the next beer.
Cool.
Okay.
3 out of 5 for beer 1. That smells
so
much
more. Beer number 2.
Beer number 2 smells much more like the kind of beer I would choose to drink, I think.
So what are you getting there? Very fruity, did you say?
Very fruity. I want to... Very fruity. Maybe... This is difficult because I'm trying to like usually have the can to refer to. I want to maybe say there's a different hop in there that we would normally use. Maybe there's maybe Citra in there, but maybe Mosaic as well. Then this blind is solid, but yeah, definitely on the nose about a 4.
Yeah,
that's definitely.
Just already saying a 4 if you're liking that one better.
It's a bit murky. Yes, what's going on there?
There's more to it, isn't there?
Yeah, there's much more to it.
One. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I don't know if I'm
mixed flavours.
I don't know if I'm loving it. It's fine. Or maybe bring the taste in a wee bit. It's maybe not my I don't know if like this is solid. How would you if I knew what was in there, would I be enjoying it more?
That's what we're trying to work out.
Does it? I'm not enjoying that as much. But then, if I knew what I was drinking, and I was obviously, if you watch back our previous ones,
I think it tastes better like something we've had before.
Are these all new? Are these all things we haven't tried before?
They're all new that we haven't tried before, but there will be brewers that will have tried before. But it does taste like something.
I think that is a price. I think that's one of our more expensive.
It's a pricier one.
I'm thinking, you said that there will be brewers. I'm thinking there's maybe that reminds me of like an overtone beer.
Okay. You still saying 4 out of 5 for that?
4 out of 5.
Yeah,
because you're not. We do afterwards. So rounding up 4 out of 5. It's better than the last one.
It is fruity, but it's quite hoppy a wee bit. Okay, beer number 3.
Milder again. Something that with this is sweet creamy. Dark and unfiltered. Not dark, sorry, cloudy. But that could mean. I've been drinking a lot of beers like this recently. That kind of look like that, and there's a creamy, almost like a yogurty kind of. I like that. It's a bit nicer.
It's not as bitter as the
Not as
previous
bitter
one,
as
is
the previous
it?
one, and not as strong.
Not as strong flavour wise. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still a kind of fruitiness there, but not as pronounced.
Okay, so voting noses in it out of 5 and that really hard. The nose is maybe about 3. It's not massively strong.
Yeah, you can't smell it, unlike the previous ones where you opened it and you could smell it before you even.
But I do find the taste a wee bit more pleasant.
Yeah.
It's going to be the one I find quite tricky to. I'm actually still tasting the alcohol from beer 2, which is making this quite a tricky one to drink.
Could be. Or maybe this one's high alcohol.
Also high
as
alcohol
well.
as well. Just a wee bit more subtle with it.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. This is not making a good radio.
Right, let's go for a rating.
Okay, we'll give this probably the same as the last one.
4 out of 5
4 out of
for
5.
this one. Right. Okay, beer number 4, Geoff.
A bit grassy maybe. Not strong. There's something in there. Is it smoke? Maybe smoky. They've roasted one of the ingredients before it's in.
Yeah, could be.
It's kind of calm, not high alcohol content. Okay, I would maybe. So it's interesting now because we said to vote them out of. I prefer this one to the previous 2, though I suspect this is one of the 2 less than £2 ones more than the.
Okay.
But that's quite interesting in itself. I don't know if that's a reflection of my taste or the quality of the beer.
Well, let's face it, it's all down to you.
It's refreshing.
It's all down to you.
Yeah, it's refreshing. It's there's enough interest in the smell. It's not the best beer I've ever tasted, but then I'd be quite happy to spend a couple quid on that.
Yeah,
I think, and it'd be okay.
Yeah,
which is when you tell me this is one of the really expensive ones. But I think
that's your top beer.
My top beer are the 4.
So,
however, I think beer aficionados would probably say beer 2 and 3.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to stop this just now, and then we'll do like an overview one, I think. Okay, so, and I'm going to do these in like a kind of like a chart or reverse order. Okay, so I'm just going to point out that I enjoyed one of these beers that I suspect was the cheaper one more than I enjoyed the 2 ones, but then I don't know that yet. So I'm just going to say beer number 1, I think is probably my least favourite, and I think it was also one of the ones that was less than £2. But it was okay. It was fine. It was like we would have dragged that any other podcast. So that wouldn't have been one that.
Do we do a review at this point?
No.
Okay.
I think we would have reviewed that in a normal podcast and thought that was alright. It wouldn't have been a beer of the week, but it would have been alright.
Yeah.
I then think beer number 4, though be my favourite, was also one of the less than £2 ones. But I thought number 4 was fine. It was refreshing. I could drink that. Sessional. I could have probably drank loads of them. And then I think the middle 2 are really hard. I think beer number 2 was the most expensive but it was the one of the 2 plus £5 ones I enjoyed the least, and then number 3 I think was also a plus 5 one, but I think number 3 was my second favourite beer, but probably one of the ones that would probably win a beer of the week normally, but I don't know. In order of price, I would probably think it went 1, 4, 3, 2.
1, 4, 3, 2.
Okay.
Right
then.
Well, time for the big reveal.
Okay.
Stop the video.
For the viewers, I've pulled the screen down so you can see the 4. I'm kind of gutted about this.
Right. So your least favourite was this one, which is a Liberty American Pale Ale.
Is this number? Is this beer number 1?
Yeah. This is beer number 1.
Yeah. So this is the cheapest, in my opinion, of the 4.
Right. Okay. So this one isn't actually that cheap, but it was on sale at £1.50.
Okay.
But it'd normally be a bit more expensive. So it's an American Pale Ale. You were saying sort of citrusy, passion fruit. Yeah, that's kind of what we're getting there. Grapefruity, maybe
it's
slight
pale ale.
taste.
Did you say
Yeah, it's American Pale Ale.
Yeah.
So 4.5%, I think, or 4.6.
Grapefruit, yeah.
Yeah, you said that, kind of hoppy pale ale. So this was a kind of a sneaky one because it was on sale at £1.50.
Okay.
But it would have been a wee bit more expensive. But that was still all the same. That was your least favourite.
It was also the one I thought was the cheapest of the four.
Yeah.
I want to know if I got the prices right.
Okay, so beer number 2, which you rated about 4 out of 5, and you thought it was quite strong, quite high alcohol. Well, looking at 8.2%, it's Trekker double IPA from Gypsy Hill.
Yeah.
Quite strong.
We've done Gypsy Hill before.
We did
I did enjoy that.
Amity, wasn't it? I think.
Did I say it was 1432 was the order of price? I think this was the most expensive beer.
It is by something like 10 pence.
Okay.
I think it was something like £5.60 for that one.
Okay.
For how big is that? 500 ml can.
It was really strong. I want to know
it's 8.2%, so it was really strong in terms of the alcohol.
As I said during the recording, I like to see.
You said it had different hops in it. And look what it's got.
Did I say Mosaic? I think it was in there.
Azuka and Equinaut as well. So
I thought it smelled terrific. I think I gave it a 4.
I had a strong.
There was something in the taste, which is possibly the alcohol content, because it is 8%, which was the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was
beer number 2.
£5.
That was beer number 2, and that was £5.60. I think it was. So quite a bit for a 500ml. You're going to buy a pint in the local pub for half that price.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Beer number 3 was this one, Twisted Barrel Ale Big Wednesday, another double IPA, so similar to that one, 8%.
What's a double IPA then?
I think it's almost double strength.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense.
8%.
That wasn't as overpowering.
It wasn't as strong. You said sort of creamy. Yeah, it was a creamy, thick, soft. It's Imperial IPA.
I would have preferred
low bitterness, which you said it wasn't as bitter as the previous one.
I'd have preferred to have drank that before Gypsy Hill.
Yes,
the Gypsy Hill one was really strong.
It was just overpowering in terms of flavour. So that was number 3, and that was £5.50.
Yeah.
So again, similar sort of price, similar alcohol content.
It's an interesting price for that.
But we should point out that if you're not from Scotland, in Scotland we've got minimum alcohol pricing.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
A unit is minimum 50p, isn't it, per unit?
I think so, yeah.
So anything that's got a high alcohol content is going to be a lot more expensive.
I found that I was in Berwick upon Tweed, which is in April. So I was in Berwick upon Tweed, and it just falls into England's Berwick upon Tweed, and they have we have minimum pricing. I don't think you're allowed to have drinks promos in Scotland. Like we can.
Yeah, you can't have a 2-for-1 deal or anything like that. Yeah.
And I was getting it was like Hop House 18. Is that what it's called?
Hop House 13, the Guinness lager.
Yeah, and I was getting that for 50p a bottle in Berwick because it was on rollback, right into which you couldn't. That would never happen.
No, it would be at least £1 anyway.
That's interesting. I don't think about things like minimum pricing and stuff like that.
And beer number 4, which you liked best and is the cheapest at £1.29 for a can, 330ml can. So and it's fairly lowish alcohol.
So what about 39? Did you say?
£1.29 for that. Yeah, so good value from your Aldi. I'm trying to find the ABV on this one. It's 4.8, so decent. So this is Freak Aleworks Phantom Pale Ale.
They also sell it in Marks and Spencers because my wife brought me one of these home.
Okay. So quite a bit of a mixture of Citra, Mosaic, Topaz, and Galaxy hops in there.
Those ingredients have featured in our beers of the week before, particularly Mosaic and Topaz.
But a very you could just drink quite a bit of that and be quite happy. Whereas those two expensive ones, really strong in terms of the alcohol content, you wouldn't make a night on that.
So,
but that was quite interesting.
I'm not going to say I got the two.
You got the prices right.
I was able to get the. I don't think I got the right order.
You separated though.
Separated the cheap from the.
You separated, But that one would have been a wee bit more expensive, but still it was your least favourite in terms of flavour.
Just not a lot happening, and actually not a very good example, in my opinion. Not the best example of an American pale ale. We've had American pale ales in the show. The Brewdog, not the Brewdog one, the Brewshed one we had last week, won beer of the week. Yeah.
It's okay, but it's not got a massively interesting flavour about it. So
my wife just told me that before. She'll be quite happy that that's one beer of the week.
Interesting wee exercise there. So we're going to reverse this next time.
Next week and see if you.
And I'm going to have a go.
I think you'll manage as well, if not better, than me.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, that was interesting.
Cool.
Check them all out. Everything's subjective. We really like Gypsy Hill. I'm going to go back to that once we stop recording, actually, because part of me wants to think that's amazing, but there was just something going on.
I think the alcohol content is a bit too high,
which nailed us before.
Yeah,
we had that.
yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Okay.
Two beer drinkers that don't like high alcohol content. That's quite interesting. Right, we're going to do some comic reviews in a couple of moments. I was being a bit selfish there. Let's say, Colin, what was your view on the 4 beers? Because actually you were judging my opinions.
Well, okay, to be honest, the 2 expensive ones, I don't like high alcohol content beers. It just gives it that strong, bitter kind of flavour.
Yeah.
Of the 2, definitely I preferred the Twisted Barrel Ale, Big Wednesday, one to the Gypsy Hill. So I wouldn't be far off, and yet for a kind of sessionable beer, I would have gone for that as well, just something that was easy going. I could have drank. Not too bothered about that one, the Liberty America. It was okay, but it was a bit thin. I mean, this was a little bit thin in terms of flavour, but it topped it, for me. So yeah, very similar.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Cool. So we've got 4 comics. Sorry. 4 comics. The ones that we're reviewing this week are Stupendous by Gosh Row Comics, and The Legend of La Mariposa by James Lawrence, an independent Scottish comic.
Okay, my big name comic is one of the Marvel Star Wars comics, and this is Finn's kind of backstory. And my other comic, which I backed on Kickstarter, is The Long Walk Hame from Peter Watson.
Awesome. So the first comic that I read, and I lent it to Colin because I really enjoyed it. Well, Colin bought it for me, and he had it signed for me. Which was
mainly because it had a sort of wrestling character.
Yeah.
I know you like your wrestling.
I love my wrestling. So The Legend of La Mariposa by James Lawrence. It's a kind of. It reads like a one shot, but they also hint that there could be.
There is several. Yeah, there was a series of them. Yeah,
which I'm really looking forward to checking out. But produced by James Lawrence. He's a cartoonist and tutor based in Manchester, and it's just a really quirky, like, self-contained story about a lucha libre female wrestler who has been asked to retrieve an egg from the top of a mountain by a shady looking, sweaty businessman type. And she is trying to, a bit like that film Nacha Libre, that's a really great film with Jack Black. She aims to complete this task in order to get a bit of money so that she can help fund an orphanage.
An orphanage, that's right. Yeah.
And it goes from there. She climbs a mountain. She has an epic encounter, an epic journey. When she arrives back, she realizes that the shady business dealer is really shady, and that creates a moral conflict. But it's I don't want to say any more because everyone should read it because it's great. Totally a good 15-20 minutes of just chilling out. I read this in my garden.
I think I did the same. I thought it was quite good fun. I really liked it. And I'd quite like to read the other ones.
Yeah. So it was thoroughly enjoyable. Art's nice. Sort of clashes in colours. Nice use of all in black and white. Nice use of the ability to. So I'm holding this up to the screen. Nice ability to obviously create drama by making most frames predominantly white until like a villain shows up or something, and bringing in more darks to incorporate that. Just really good. You should really check out. There's not much more to say about that than that. Well done, Mr. Lawrence.
Well, I'll dive into my first comic then, because this is again a bit of conflicted character. So everybody knows Finn, or FN 2187 from what's that Star Wars movie called? The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, and obviously the remaining parts of that series. So this in the Force Awakens, we learn that Finn. No, it wasn't in the Force Awakens, was it? Which one was it? We learned that he was a garbage sort of disposal type guy.
No, it was like a Force Awakens.
Yeah. Okay, we did learn that.
You weren't later on in the film.
So basically, this is going back to that story about how he gets. He's a bit of a whiny bitch, isn't he, Finn? He's always complaining about stuff. And
in fairness, he'd been conscripted into
into the First Order.
The space Nazis, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, and in the story, he's got he gets a particular job to do. He whines about it like a bitch.
Are you not a fan of film?
And then he gets another job to do, and he whines about it like a bitch. So he gets the shittest job ever that the First Order can muster, and that is escorting the garbage as it gets transported to a garbage planet.
Which becomes a key point in one of the films.
Yeah, which becomes a key point in the film, and he knows his way around the garbage system of that big Star Killer base place. Yeah. But he, as we know in the movies, that he's a conflicted character. He doesn't really want to be involved in all the death and destruction, and this is kind of that backstory, building that up, and he becomes a bit of an eco warrior in this story. Yeah,
absolutely.
But he's still a whiny bitch.
You're not a big fan, though,
No, I think he's actually quite an interesting character, but that's just kind of how he came over, I think, a little bit at the start of the movies, and I think he will really come into his own in the next movie.
There's a really interesting, I'm not going to segue too much because I do go on tangents, but it's a really cool YouTube channel that I'll need to get the link of because I always forget what it's called, but a guy does like 30-minute essays on movies, and he did a really good one on the most recent Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi. He talked about why it's a good film despite the fact that it subverts a lot of things, and there was a lot of angry fans. So
I'll just quickly show those of you watching on the video some of the artwork. The usual standard from Marvel. So very good. It's a one shot, by the way. It was out just recently, but I actually picked it up in a charity shop for £1.
Okay.
Which was pretty awesome, and it literally was out just 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, you can see it. There's
a whole range. This is the Age of Resistance series.
So it's like a lot of one-shots.
It's one-shots based on different characters. So there you go. There's some of the characters that are getting their own one-shots.
Oh, I like that. She's got what's that lady's name?
The Admiral.
I liked her. She was a totally underrated character.
Yeah, so we've got Poe Dameron, General Hux, and Captain Phasma getting their own one-shots. But there's also the Age of Rebellion, which has like Boba Fett and Han Solo and stuff. So they're nice one-shots, which is great. You just read the story.
That's totally new. That's surprising you got that for me.
Amazing.
You were flicking through it, and I pointed out the whole, like, Marvel like to fill their comics with adverts for other comics, as do DC obviously. There's like the House of X stuff, and that I was saying that's just out, or about to come out. So
I did also get the Boba Fett one as well.
Oh wow!
From the Age of Rebellion.
Always check out charity shops.
Which I might, absolutely. We've been doing our budget beers this week, so if you're on a budget and you're looking for comics, you occasionally find a charity shop that will get something.
I got Trees. I got the Trees graphic novel that we reviewed a couple of weeks for $3.99. So
I pick up a lot of sometimes whole collections of trade paperbacks for like £3 or £4, which is great. So if you're on a budget, you can still pick up comics.
Totally. My second comic, and I gave Linda to call, so I'm to look at it, is Goshwow's Stupendous Comics #1. It's Goshwow are they're a Scottish group to produce comics. I say Scottish group. It's been created by. It's
pretty much Liam Baldwin and his family.
I was going to say, his family
and his family help out
with additional edited. So it's edited by him with additional input from just probably his direct family.
His kids and wife are all involved in the whole production process.
But Derek 1 and 2, I'm big fans of. I've got them both.
Really good.
And Stupendous was good. If you're unfamiliar with what it is, or what Derek was, or what Goshwow does, it's kind of like a sketchbook. So it reads very much like a comedy sketch show as you read through it.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of very short.
And this is just superhero based.
Yeah, this was just that was the gimmick this time. There's some really great stuff in here. The one thing I did note, and understand that this it was probably done for this reason. I wasn't as big a fan of the art this time around. I think I don't know. I think when we did Derek, we reviewed that and went right back in issue 1. I loved the clash in styles between the different sketches, or the different sort of
I see what I remember. You commented that it looked as though it was different artists.
Yeah, even though it wasn't. And I understand that they were trying to evoke that superhero style, so it stays consistent throughout. And also, I understand that changing your style must be quite tricky. So actually, I'm complaining about something, but that I probably or I'm being critical of something that I probably don't have a right to be critical about. However, there was like Derek, there was one or two sketches that I thought stood out and made me laugh. The very first one about the confusion between a psychic and the actual main hero was quite funny. About where when you're looking at frames where the superhero is placed in the frame quote next to the psychic, again that can be quite confusing. And there was a really interesting one about secret layers appearing on Google Maps and TripAdvisor reviews.
That was quite fun. I liked the one about the Infinite Daves.
Infinite Daves, yeah.
Infinite Daves, which was basically a bit of a piss take of all the multi-universe crossover things that happen through Marvel and DC comics.
It was just really self-aware. It was really meta, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very meta, and it was really good. It was about all these superheroes called Dave from all the different universes get together, and it has to kind of keep track of all their crossover universes and things. So there's lots of footnotes and things, and I thought that was just very funny.
Yeah, I was going to mention the footnotes was my favourite thing. Where I read a lot of Marvel, I read a lot of DC, and they'll say something, and then there'll be that wee asterisk next to what they've said, and it'll say in the bottom from the editor, see X-Men number 21 for the full story. And the best one's that Infinite Daves, where it's like basically almost takes up the whole frame itself. And it's like,
there's a whole frame of footnotes.
The footnotes are huge. See this, issue 2, see
and it
that
just fades out as if it's like even longer. Goes off the bottom of the page.
Scooby-Doo meets Super Dave. Super Dave does Dallas. It just gets a bit silly. They're really good. Goshua did it again, and I didn't realise, and I'm annoyed because I know you were interacting with Goshua very recently in Glasgow. I don't have Tales of the Unaccepted or the premiere issue of Geeks yet.
I've got Tales of the Unaccepted,
so I need to grab them. I want to be the Goshua completist.
Right. Okay.
Great job again, guys. Everyone should check out.
Right, last comic then is The Long Walk Hame. So a very Scottish comic by Peter Watson. I backed this on Kickstarter because it just sounded great, and it ties in beautifully with our podcast because it is about a character at the end of the night who's been at the pub, said maybe a few too many, and he leaves the pub and the doors are locked and he's bursting for a pish. So this was on Kickstarter a couple of months ago, and I backed that on Kickstarter. So written by Peter Watson, but a whole bunch of different artists have done bits of the story. There's kind of flashbacks, there's little information panels, I'll try and find the one I'm thinking of, which is the...
that's Neil Florence, I saw that.
Yes, Neil Florence has done a wee sort of Genie Wish sequence, but there's this lovely panel, I need to find it for you, and it is like the anatomy of an inebriated Scotsman, which is great here. So lots of guest artists on this, and I just have to say I bumped into Peter Watson at Glasgow Comic Con, and he gave us some beer mats. How awesome is that?
Upstairs, I think.
So we've got these beer mats from him, which we're using tonight.
It's closing time. He's out on the street. It was after urine for a treat. Urine spelled urine.
So it's kind of done as a poem. It's almost like a Burns-like poem. That's what I immediately thought about it. It was like if Robert Burns was alive just now, this would be the stuff he'd be writing. He'd be writing these sort of poetic comic strips.
What's
the pub is shut. I'm the last one out, and I'm dying for a pish.
You have to read it in that
to make it home in one piece would be my only genie wish. It's going to be read like that, and then there's kind of flashbacks to being in the pub and all the characters there having their own conversations and things, and then I'm heading home, and he's desperate to go for a pee, but there's CCTV cameras, there's somebody else walking along the street, and he's like, where did I go? I'm really bursting. He's starting to struggle. His insides are complaining. We've all been there. In fact, that will be me tonight probably, once I've had these 8% beers. I'll be halfway up the road and I'll be like, I've got to run for it. So I thought it was really good fun. It's very funny. So you can have a read of that later on.
That sounds good.
But hilarious wee comic. I'm hoping he does some more of that stuff. Scottish kind of Burns-like poems, but in a very comic format.
It's very specific humour, but I suppose
It is, but it did very well on Kickstarter.
No,
It was
imagine.
funded quite quickly, and he was selling print copies of it at Glasgow Comic Con, and got these lovely beer mats done for it. But
It's a really good idea. I like the use of different artists and got some kind
absolutely.
of fairly iconic artists in Scotland, haven't we?
Yeah,
so
there
it's
are.
nice to see them.
So they're all doing a little piece for this.
Yeah.
Maybe a page or two for the comic.
That's a terrific idea.
It's great until eventually he does eventually get to let loose. I'll just show you that very briefly. But look at the relief on that face.
It's like an LSD trip, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's quite clever.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed the new kind of, we're trying to play around with the format a wee bit this week. So let us know how that's been. Next week I think we're going to reverse the format slightly, so I'm going to select
you're
two
going to
beers.
get some mystery beers, and I'm going to drink them and give them my feedback, and I will absolutely nail it.
I'm going
Get
to
them
try
all right.
I'm going to have to find a way to make it harder.
You're going to
for you,
find some bizarre stuff, aren't you? I bet you're going to be raking around.
We're both on holiday next week, so the comics should be quite interesting as well. Because I always find that when we have breaks away from, we're able to read more, and as a result,
I don't know. I haven't even thought about that at this stage, but we'll see what we've been reading over the week.
But until next week, cheers.
Okay, cheers.